Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corcoran Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13. This is Dad from Devil Driving.
This is Odorous from War. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Hey, Björn, how you going, man?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good, dude.
Thanks for calling. So I'm happy that there's so much interest coming from Australia, like both for this tour and when the album was getting released, and also for the DVD. So it's really fantastic.
Yeah, man, we love it. It's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait.
Cool.
We're ticking down the days till Feb. It's going to be cool.
Yes, for sure.
Are you on tour at the moment?
No. We just came off a North American tour just about 2 weeks ago. So we had 3 weeks in between, and then on Friday we're embarking on a European tour. So, yeah.
Bit of downtime? A
little bit of downtime, yeah. And, yeah, it was really weird coming home, and obviously everything that happened in Paris and everything. I have really mixed emotions about everything, obviously, and which is understandable, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, man. Since the recent attacks in Paris, and then they went and said that there was more planned with them targeting, WWE and Five Finger Death Punch, and there's bands been cancelling tours and stuff. Like, it's so sad, man.
Yeah, it really is. Now they made their way into like venues as well. For just rock shows. It's really crazy. And yeah, I mean, definitely scary times. And I mean, I do understand that people cancel their tours, and I mean, I would lie if I said that I'm not worried either. So it's rough. And I mean, we have 9 shows in France alone, and it's pretty funny that it happens now. We never have more than 2 shows in France, and now that we have 9 shows, this just happened. So I mean, but then again, it can happen anywhere else. So it is what it is. And I mean, we could cancel this tour, but then again, like the same thing could happen 2 years from now. Who knows? So it's yeah. I don't. We might as well just get the show going. And I mean, there will be a lot of like high security around the venue, so that's good, especially in France. But it's still kind of scary. You don't want to. It feels weird, doing a show under those circumstances. We have like military police surrounding the whole building. It doesn't. I don't know. It takes away the fun a little bit. Man,
that's totally understandable. I mean, I totally respect you guys for keeping going, because I mean, obviously, you've got your crew, the band, and the fans. It's I do understand that would be a lot of pressure for you guys, but you're really standing up to it, and that's amazing, man.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. Maybe it's stupid, but what else can you do? It's like I can't let this hold me back. Doing something that I love. It's my job. I need to keep the show going, really, and but it's gonna be I don't know, a special tour in that sense. It's gonna be I hope I can focus on the crowd and the music, but then again, it's like you probably will look over your shoulder and see what's registering, what's going on, and I wish I could just focus on the show 100%, but maybe I will, Maybe I'll take another stiff drink before the show. No.
If anything, man, it'll bring everyone together. It'll make everyone closer.
Yeah, it really does, and I'm glad to see that the ticket sales are not slowing down. So that's really good to see that people are standing up and refuse to back down, and will come out to the shows. So I'm happy to see that.
Oh, man, I'd go to one of those shows in a heartbeat just to throw my middle finger up to all those assholes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'll be definitely keeping you guys in my thoughts for sure with the tour and everything like that. And, But, yeah, well, of course, last time we spoke, the tour had just been announced for down here in February, and the Ride Majestic had just been released. It's been a pretty busy year for you guys. How's things within the band now with the year come to a close?
Well, it's been a pretty interesting year to say the least. You know, it was a pretty rough recording, but something really good and real came out of it. You know, we went through some rough things within our families. We had 4 family members passing away during the month while we were in the studio, so that was obviously very rough, and the recording dragged out a little bit. But now that it's done, you know, I'm you know, it became the biggest comfort in all of this, and we're so proud of the album, and it feels very real and you know, heartfelt. So I'm really happy to see that people are really liking the album and it's feeling the energy that's running through it. You know, it's a very special album for us, and you know, and as far as I know, it's doing really well in Australia. It ended up in the charts as well, so I'm really pleased to see that as well. You know, that people are connecting to the record and that they're enjoying it.
I think they're more than enjoying it, man. Most of the guys I know that have had it now for a little while, they're still spinning it. And that's always a good sign that,
cool.
You know, an album's, you know, definitely made its mark. It's not one of those albums where you listen to a couple of times, you'll be like, oh, yeah. No, it's definitely made its mark. That's for sure, brother.
Very cool. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, when it comes to, of course, playing live, which song would you find is the most challenging?
You mean from the new album, or just
from the new album, I should have said.
From the new album, yeah. Well, we just did 5 songs from the new album on our most recent tour in North America, and that was the first tour for the album. So that was really interesting, you know, to see how it was going to turn out, and I think they transitioned very well. And I would say one of the more challenging songs would definitely be Death in General. But it's such a great song, and it has grown to be my favorite song to play live. It's something else, and it's sounding great. It's a challenge vocally, but I really connect to that song, so it definitely stands out, you know. So that's the one, at least for now.
Do you find that you know, you'll position songs in the sets, you know, to accommodate, you know, your vocals and how you're feeling on the night and things like that?
We used to, but not anymore. Now it's like, you know, just hit me. just go for it. Yeah, throw me some really crazy stuff and let's do it. You know, and I think I need that. You know, we all need it in order to develop. You know, and I think that's what we've been doing. We really pushed ourselves, you know, as musicians, and from that comes a lot of you know, development, and we're evolving as songwriters as well. So it's I think that's the best way of dealing with it.
So I mean, you've been in the game for years now, so it'd just be like second nature. When you first start out as a vocalist, I guess, you know, I was thinking about today when I started out, you know, how, you know, certain things would be a challenge, and I'd put like the harder stuff first and like, you know, the more melodic stuff first and things like that. But I guess as years go by, your voice just sort of gets used to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And that used to be the same for me in the studio. You know, I was like, okay, we need to start with the clean vocals. Because if I start with the screamy vocals, that, you know, I'm not going to be able to do the cleans after. But now it's just like I'm doing everything at the same time.
That's amazing.
So it has become more of, because he used to be on or off. He was like cleans or screams, but now there's so much more in between as well. So I think my voice is a lot stronger nowadays and can definitely take a beating. You know, I never really have any issues with it unless I get sick, and I don't really have to warm up either. So I guess I'm lucky in that sense, you know, and that I'm still, you know, developing as a vocalist, you know. I think that's really cool. I'm 37 today, and I think, you know, that's nothing I take for granted, that I will still, you know, keep developing at this age. So I'm really grateful for that, you know.
Did you say it's your birthday today?
No, I just meant like today, like this, right now. Like, no, it's not my birthday. I know. I think I came to think about that right after I said it. Like, oh, he's probably going to think it's my birthday today. Yeah, but it's not. Sorry.
You should have just milked that, man.
Maybe I should have.
Just tell everyone it's your birthday.
Maybe you would have sent me some cherry ripes via mail or something.
Oh, so you're a bit fond of the cherry ripes we got down here, eh?
Yeah, I know. People still throw it on stage, like after I mentioned it in some interview, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, and there's still cherry ripe being thrown on stage. They are good, though.
I'll bring some for you. In Brisbane.
Okay, all right.
So you'll just be able to pack your pockets and your luggage and everything. So when you go through customs, there'll be like 500 bars of cherry ripe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey guys, just want to take a minute to give a shout out to our podcast supporters, RW Promotion, who are the best in the business when it comes to printing posters, flyers, banners, badges, business cards, you name it. They've got what it takes to help you get everything you need to help spread the word about your band or business. And with a blistering turnaround, they'll make sure you get your product ASAP. So get in touch with Richard and the team at www.rwpromotion.com.au or shoot them an email at info@rwpromotion.com.au. Also want to give a shout out to the guys at Blacklight Art and Design, who in my opinion are the Gold Coast best screen printers. So, we've gotten many band shirts and even our own Rabid Noise shirts done through these guys, and they've also got one of the fastest turnarounds I've ever seen. So all quality prints at competitive prices. So whether it's band merchandise, sporting teams, promotional garments or workwear, they've got you covered. So hit them up at www.blacklightad.com.au or email them at info@blacklightad.com.au. So big thanks to those guys for helping us to bring you this podcast each and every week, and for, of course, supporting the metal scene. So now it's back to Rabid Noise.
Well, man, of course, when we were talking about, first starting out as a vocalist, when I first started, I was pretty shy on stage. I couldn't look the crowd in the eye and things like that. And one day it just sort of clicked. Did you ever find that in the early days, you had that as well? And if so, how'd you overcome that, man?
Oh yeah, I had that for sure. I mean, it took me years. I mean, maybe not to look at the people and like look at the people, but like feeling comfortable, at being the front man and everything. It took some time. And I mean, I hated being in front of the class in school, I mean, that's a little bit of a different setting, obviously, but I was never a fan of speaking in front of people, and, but I guess that became my way of dealing with it, becoming a vocalist. And in the beginning, it was hard. I remember our first show. I had my back, against the crowd, and it was really hard to face the people, But after some tours, it definitely, I gained a lot of confidence. But it definitely took some time, But it's such it was definitely a kick, for the self-confidence in the end, like, wow, I can actually pull this off, and I can actually make people do things in the crowd, It's fun. So, yeah, it is a great feeling for sure.
Man, it is definitely. It took me a little while, but once I found it, like, there's nothing like it. If you could bottle it, man, you could make millions. That feeling, hey?
Yes, absolutely.
It's awesome.
You can't compare it to anything else.
Oh, man, it's the best. Something a little bit off subject of music, but are you a Star Wars fan by any chance?
I would say that I'm more like an old school Star Wars fan. I mean, I'm not like super excited about the new stuff. I'm a very like 80s kind of nostalgic guy, and normally I'm not much of a sci-fi fan or fantasy fan, but I do love the old Star Wars. So yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe the second one.
Empire? Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's my favorite too. I just thought I'd ask because I run a podcast as well, all nerdy stuff. So I thought I might ask you the question.
Okay.
So I could try and,
cool.
I'll use a bit of that and chuck that over there. So gets a bit of the word out on the tour as well on that avenue. But yeah, man, cool. Loving it. I'm looking forward to it. I know not everyone is, but we're doing the midnight screening down here, and we're going to go and see it a few times. So I'm one of those super nerdy guys. Anyone else in the band that's like that? Are you all nerdy guys?
Let me think. Who is the nerdiest when it comes to that? I don't know. We're a weird bunch. I I don't know, maybe Sylvan is into that kind of stuff a little bit. Yeah, David is a big sci-fi guy, actually. He is. But I'm not sure if he's, like, he